So between those 9, they're split up. You've got 3 on overall impression, and then the other 6 are split 2 per person on 3 different stages of the course. Let's take a closer look at it now. So 500 meters long in total, fairly hefty size and very, very creative. You've got this little double barrel setup, a doghouse 5 meters long, a straight down bar and a waterfall. Then there's this cannon rail or shootout rail. Gives you a bit of pop. Then we've got the shark fins, kind of angled quarter pipes. Probably the hardest features to judge. We've got 2 straight kickers in a row. First these fairly standard 18 meters, then what's called the Red Bull kicker. Another 18-meter kicker, but really steep, long landings. And then this, the Swatch Watch, or the roller to bird bath, as I like to call it. You've got to really kill your speed into that, and it's a lot shorter than it looks. So riders have really got to manage themselves, and it's very easy to get that wrong. Can really catch people out with all the adrenaline of the kickers beforehand. So looking at the shark fins there, difficult to judge those always. It's all about trajectory. Some highlights here, though, from practice by the looks of it. Gotta love a laid-out backflip. That's Moritz Boll. Very, very creative and had brilliant variety. Got the women's here. So Anna Gasser just snuck in. We're in reverse order of qualification. So Anna Gasser snuck in by the skin of her teeth. Then Hayley Langland, Tess Cody. Reira Iwabuchi, watch out for her. Zoe Sadowski, Sinot Roadlight, Roman Demarchi, loose and fast. But it was Jamie Anderson who just did not make a single mistake. Her 2 qualifying scores would have put her in 1st and 3rd. Looked very smooth. So we're going to kick off with Anna Gasser. She actually dialed it right back on her 2nd run in qualifying and put down a frontside 7 to backside 7. Very, very simple run for her, just to ensure she made it in. She realised the judges were looking for execution. So the key thing that we're going to talk about all the way through this event is use of every single aspect of the rails. Anyone who drifts through the first rails here, the course designers have built this course to be used. So if you just ride over something pretty basically, you're going to get penalised. Anna Gasser, half cab, little bonk on there, then lip slide down the waterfall. Kind of drifted off a little bit early maybe. Lovely front board 270 out. Tucking up, one of the lighter riders. She wants all the speed she can muster to that lovely crippler. Bit of arm waving in the middle there. Betrayed her confidence. Lovely rodeo 5. We don't often see Anna Gasser busting out a rodeo. Much more confident with flat spins, backside and frontside. Very interesting departure for Anna Gasser there, the big air Olympic medalist. She's always been better suited, I feel, to the single jump format big air. She proved that at the first World Cup of the season for the big air and slope specialists with a 2nd place. She got first stolen off her at the last minute. Now, this double barrel setup at the top, the judges want to see that being used, and kind of gentle half cab. Probably not what they were looking for. That was lovely. Locked in, nice and steady. I call it a front board, judges calling it front blunt. More on the tail. So then the crippler. So those quarter pipes or shark fins, they sort of borrow the names for the tricks from half pipes a lot of the time. And then just clipping the knuckle. I think she had that if she had another metre of speed in her. So Anna Gasser, universal sign for I tried my best, but first run gets put down to experience. She's got a long wait now to think about what she's going to do in her 2nd run. So 500 metres of intensity await Hayley Langland of the US. Southern Californian beach girl, arguably the best style in this final. Back in 2017, unveiled the cab double cork 1080. But since then, I feel like she's taken the technicality back. Lovely little half cab tail tap into board slide down the waterfall. So nice and steady, 50-50 front 3 tail grab. Just a tickle on the tail. Got a nice pump there though, didn't she? Just building speed. Backside 180 melon. This is the same run we saw first run of semi-finals from Hayley, and it's a real coasting run. Beautiful cab 5 stalefish, and again the speed an issue for Hayley Langland, like Anna Gasser, one of the lightest riders in the women's field. And if it's a problem for Anna and Hayley, then it's almost certainly going to be a problem for Reiwa Iwabuchi. Lovely use of that Swatch Watch roller to bird bath. Wind, it's gone from cross-court to on the nose by the looks of it. Nice touch from the director showing us that one. If it's coming across the course, it's not so much of an issue. Love that little half-cab tail tap. Nose slide down the waterfall. Maybe came off a touch early, but 50-50 front three. Yeah, I said in my introduction there that Hayley's had some of the biggest tricks in the game earlier in her career, but she's seen the merit of just doing the basics beautifully, and it's paid off for her really, really strongly. But she needs to add a bit of speed to that one. So 24.5, second place behind Anna, but nothing landed yet. It's only an 8-woman final though, so plenty of room left to go. Next in, Tess Cody. Cast your mind back to Korea in 2018 at the Olympics, and it was a windy day in practice for the women, and Tess Cody got bitten off ACL injury. It's taken her a long time to get over that. Half cab to tail tap, lip slide 50-50, front side 180 out. Nice little combo there. To that half cab 50-50, backside 360 off. So coming in forwards, the first of the shark fins. Going for the crippler again, just laying it out on the end. Yeah, she got enough speed. Front side 720, beautifully into the sweet spot. Comes up, backside 720, mute. Oh! Oh, yeah, that wind is an issue, I think. Just a little bit short. It hasn't actually blown anyone badly, but it's definitely slowing some of the women down. It's going to be interesting to see if trick, or probably more specifically grab selection, starts changing. Try and minimise surface area presented to the wind in the air. Anyone will be savvy enough to do that. That was that board slide to 50-50, to backside 360 out. Half cab 50-50 back three. Here comes the crippler. Don't be fooled by the graphic. The guy's got ahead of himself. This is the front seven, sorry. And the back seven. Winding up, really good body position as she left. Not quite enough speed. Need another 1.5 meters to get the landing gear fully extended. So 3 runs and 3 women yet to land runs. Undoubtedly, this will be feeding back to the competitors left to drop. Next up, Reiwa Iwabuchi.
Of course, I want to get first place, and I want to try back 12 in Slopestyle, but I can't decided what I'm gonna do, but I really want to try this.
Well, she landed the back 12 in big air in Kreisberg 2 weeks ago, and it looked very, very smooth. Looked like she had it on point. Whether she can do that on a slopestyle course with a headwind, I don't know. I think if she's boxing clever, she's really going to scale this run back. Nice clean rail section up the top there. 50-50 front 3 off the cannon, coming into the shark fin. Got a lovely wildcat, not the crippler where you lean more over the heel edge. Treat that more like a kick-up. Backside 720. She was quite short on that again. She's the kind of same stature as Hayley Langland and Anna Gasser, and the wind has got her again. Oh, really don't want to see this. The wind, the star of the show in the women's slope.
So yeah, let's have a look, see what happens.
All about inertia for women and 4 scratch runs. Not a great sign at the moment. Half cab, front side 180, 50-50, half cab off. And straight 50-50, front 3 out. She is more of a big air specialist. Rails aren't her strength, but she showed him a clean set of heels. You can see she's just coasting here. But she's just trying to get a score on the board, I think. That's going to be everyone's strategy now. The big tricks are out of the window. It's a case of trying to get something clean down. Because right now, with 4 riders down, pretty close to the podium if you can put even a half decent score on the board. So Rewa made it all the way through, 57.48. But we move into the first of the women that I would describe as being very versatile in challenging conditions. Laurie Blouin out of Canada has made a name for herself riding in difficult conditions. World Championships in 2019, the Olympics in slopestyle where she got a silver medal behind Jamie Anderson, and that was horrendous conditions. Calgary last year where she won her first ever World Cup. Just trying to get that pivot. Oh, and she slipped off the end of that waterfall. Got to move on though. Lip slide 270 out, but didn't really lock it perpendicular to the rail. Lovely slow crippler, but got the trajectory wrong and knuckled. This run is a round peg in a square hole right now. Just none of it going right for Laurie Blouin. Back 3. Whoa. It's right on the back of the knuckle, the worst place you want to land. And she is teapotting this. She's not happy about that, is she? Hands on hips. Got to rethink this one. I mean, that looked very clumsy, I've got to say. The cab 1 on, cab and 180 off. Just no mojo to this run whatsoever. The flow was out the window at the top of the course. I mean, if you were free riding like this, it's the old ride to the beat. If there's no beat, don't ride. But Laurie Blouin, unfortunately, in one of the few slopestyle contests of this Olympic qualifying series, doesn't have that luxury. So looks like she's in reflection with herself there, doesn't she? Just getting checked out of the contest zone. It's down 5 riders in, and only Rewa Iwabuchi has managed to string something that looks like a run together. Kokomo Marassi made the world sit up and take notice when she joined the double cork club at the age of 13. Regular footer comes in. Lovely little front side 3 with a tail, with a tap on there. And then pretzel out of the waterfall rail. Comes in half cab for fakie board slide 270 out. Coming in switch to the shark fins. She's got plenty of speed there. She's not taking any chances. Switch front side 540 or cab 540. Big backside 720, plenty of space, tuck up. Need to see her getting that speed, taking no chances. Frontside 9, too much spin, not enough momentum. The more you spin, the more you're likely to get caught out. Oh, and she gets through that roller somehow, but it looked like she almost kneed herself in the face on the landing there.
So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen,
oh. Yeah, so the headwind is officially an issue. This little front side 3 there, and the board slide. A pretzel out is when you rotate in the opposite direction off the rail that you came onto it. And the switch back blunt, or switch board slide 270 out. There we go. Nice cab 540. And the backside 720, real staple for Kokomo. She can do those in her sleep. She really didn't give away any speed, but, and actually, in all fairness to her, that rotation wasn't built off the edge. Sometimes you see the riders carving really hard up the face, and that takes a bit of speed off. But in that situation, Kokomo just straight-lined it. So 52.98. Next in, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, one of the most impressive young riders on the women's tour.
Being able to head overseas and compete again just is amazing, because never thought 6 months ago that we'd have this opportunity, and it's just super special to be able to ride again and compete here in Laax.
So, another rider out of the same mould as Laurie Blouin, who has that really, really strong mental approach to riding. Just attacks no matter what the conditions. Riding in New Zealand then tends to be the style. Lovely little 50-50 up and then 270 off. 50-50 to front board. Oh, lovely board slide to 450 underflip out. Very, very handy. Comes in with cab 5 underflip. Lining up for this one. Nice and light on her feet. Frontside 720 mute. Looked like she had plenty of speed, but you can see how much the bib's flapping, how much wind there is there, but it has so much speed. Backside 720. Frontside 180 in, switch backside 5 out, and that is an addition that we didn't see in semi-finals. First clean run that we've seen on this course, and Zoe Sadowski-Synnott has got a big smile on her face. Very, very impressive run from the New Zealander. She knew what it was going to take to get through this course. Used this double barrel obstacle really nicely up the top there. Actually gave it more than just lip service. Then 50-50 to front board. And locked into that. And that is very technical. Didn't have much room to get that out. But she managed to snap it away. Then the cab 5 underflip. And lovely frontside 720 mute. Beautiful style on that. Tell you what, even without the wind factor, this is a very, very strong run and sets a big marker. Backside 720 melon. And then down into this roller to bird bath. Frontside 180 over and sets up. You've got so little time to set up there, but she does it beautifully. Switch backside 540. Stomps it. It's got to be high 80s. Got to be. The judges will be reserving some big scores potentially for 9s and 10s on the kickers. That's what they'll be leaving as the mark, but the underflip off the rail is going to pay huge, huge points up at the top there, as is the switch backside 540 out of the bird bath. Taking their time, there'll be a discussion, I reckon high 80s. Ooh, they've left a bit more space. So expecting maybe some more technicality on the kickers, but 82.96 gives Zoe Sadowski-Synnott 25 points of daylight ahead of Reiwa Iwabuchi in second. But this is the most experienced woman in slopestyle, if not all of women's freestyle right now, park and pipe. And she just doesn't do failure. She has the strongest mindset in snowboarding, not just women, in all snowboarding. When Jamie wants to do it, she'll do it. Look how confident she is here. Beautiful front blunt 270 out. Winding up into the shark fin. Lovely backside 540. Lovely cab 5, just so effortless. She makes it look so easy. We've seen so many people making a meal of this, and Jamie just gliding through this course. Frontside 720. Exactly the same combination as Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, but critically without the grab on the switchback side 540 out of there. So Zoe had a much stronger exit on the second rail feature, the cannon. Is that wind backing off a bit? But yeah, it was a stronger rail up at the top, so I think we're going to see this high 70s. Here's that back blunt, 270 out. So that was slightly more technical, but this nowhere near as technical as Zoe Sadowski-Synnott. She had, if you remember, that underflip 450. Zoe went the cab 5. Jamie's gone the backside 540. And then only a 540 on that first jump. And she was very close to the knuckle there as well. So I think Zoe is going to retain the lead here. But a very, very good, strong run from Jamie Anderson in this first run. So as we round out the first run of the women's here, I think we've got a battle between Zoe Sadowski-Synnott and Jamie Anderson on our hands. Focus. Laser sharp from Jamie Anderson. 74.66. Just over 7 points adrift of Zoe Sadowski-Synnott. So a bit of work to do to catch up with the Kiwi in the second run. So round out the scores, that huge gap, nearly 20 points, 22 points between Jamie Anderson and Reiwa Iwabuchi and Kokomo Marassi. Tess Cody, Anna Gasser, Hayley Langland, Laurie Bluan struggling to get points on the board, but at the moment it's a battle between Zoe Sadowski-Synnott and Jamie Anderson. Now we move seamlessly over to the first run of the men's slopestyle finals. A little bit more inertia from the men, running in reverse order of qualification. Nicolas Mattsson, Sebi de Buck, Jake Cantor, the lone American, Jonas Bosiger, the first of the 4 Swiss, Hiroaki Kunitaki, the only Japanese. Got 3 strong Norwegians, Roysland, Cleveland, Bergram, and then we've got Leon Vockensberger, the German, who is making a name for himself here, sandwiched in between the Swiss. Expect some very big, very technical runs. So regular footer Nicolas Mattsson got some real switch wizardry in here. Only just snuck in ahead of fellow countryman Sven Thorgren into these finals. Let's see what he goes for. Rocking in forwards. Nice backside lip slide. Goes front blunt, switch up 270 out.
Change up 270 out.
Cab 270 and then 450 out. Coming in, this was a switch crippler yesterday. So difficult. It's like a switch straight air with 2 backflips in it. Into the switch backside 12. Stomps that beautifully. Into the backside 14. Backside 16! Oh, Nicolas Mattsson pulls the cat out of the bag. Unbelievable, cab 5 to backside rodeo, through the roller to birdbath, and the Swedish coach absolutely pumped on that one. And Nicolas Mattsson is too, qualified in 12th. I reckon he's going to, well, of course he's going into the lead here, but he could hold on to this for a while. So the front blunt, switch up, 270 out. Plenty of business being done on those rails up at the top. They were quite light in qualies yesterday, and he knew the Swedish coach had a word with the rail judges, and they said, you need more in there. There's that lovely switch double crippler, very unique to Mattsson's run. Switch backside 1260 melon, lands that perfectly, and he's able to set up, doesn't wash any speed, to that 1620 melon. It's just a hurricane coming off that kicker. Kills a bit of speed. Cab 540, so 1.5 spins back to forwards, and then there's barely a beat. You've got to be setting up as you land into the backside rodeo 540. Take a bow, Mattsson. That was very, very nice. Take a breath. That's only the first run of 12, and you know it's going to heat up. We've gone from a simmer to a broil here in the Laax kitchen, and it's going to get hot. Okay, so judges 84.28. It's never nice going first. The judges are using that as a barometer, but anything above 75 is big. So to get up to just shy of 85 is a big achievement for Nicolas Mattsson. Sebi de Buck, the big, stylish Belgian waffle. This man is loved by all of the pros for his creativity. Takes a really, really lovely, original approach to the courses. Goofy foot up, comes in. Just a little penguin waddle up there. 180 out. To switch back lip. Super technical, and he locked into it. Oh, the worst! He clipped the rail with his toe edge as he went on. Took a shinner. It's going to sting in the morning. Oh, Semi Debug, so impressive. But he's just knocked himself out of the groove there. That is the last thing you want. It was a pretty simple trick, it looked like. Coming up half cab 50-50. He's just a tiny bit too casual, tiny bit too low. Lovely backside three-hand drag. Nose butter to lawn dart front flip. That was a treat, wasn't it? It's the best bit when you see him switch off and just throw those casual, ridiculously difficult tricks that are so easy for the pros. There it is. Oh, that's a proper shinner. Upended him. It's the snowboarding equivalent of a spear tackle. Grabbed him by the feet and shoved him into the ice. There we go. The guy on the slow-mos knows which way's up at the moment. Gives us the lawn dart out of the bird bath. If you don't know it. Oh, I told you it was a shinner. He's gone for the diagnosis there. So he claims it. 11.36 for Semi Debug. So back up to the top. Jake Cantor out of the US. Suffered a traumatic brain injury at the age of 16 on a trampoline. Took him 18 months to recover. But when he came back, he announced his arrival on the junior world stage, at least, with a win in the Junior Jam Pipe in 2018. Very, very tidy rider. Had lovely style here. Goofy footer. Comes in with a front three tap. Oh, and just makes it out of that 270. Lovely lip slide, corked. 630 out, I think that was. To a lovely frontside 720, the long way out of the shark fin. Backside 900, and beautiful last 270 of that rotation. He was on top of it. Oh, and the switch backside 1260. Comes in, half cab to 540. So Jake Cantor with a solid run there. Maybe a tiny bit of a bobble up top. I want to have a look at this. So the front three. Comes into that. Oh, I just got that down. Switch blunt to 270 out. That was lovely. Yeah, the underflip 630. Proper. He needed that almost to make amends. Then the cab 7 to switchback 9, and then the back 12. So Jake Cantor, a couple of little loose ends in that run, but also some real gems. Half cab into that backside 5. So there's a closer look at that cab 7. Going the long way out of that. So difficult to get the trajectory right on those shark fins. Too little and you go too long and low, too much and you go high and short. 63.23 there, 63, sorry. Next in, Jonas Boesiger, 25, which in snowboarder years is the equivalent of 75 if you're looking at a career. Side 180 over there, a little bit light. The judges would want to see something a bit more technical. Lip slide, corked 630. Taking a leaf out of Jake Cantor's book. Big spin out of that cannon rail. Huge corked frontside 9. But actually, I wonder if he's looking at the wind and thinking, I need more speed, I need to give this more. He actually overcooked that. Yeah, I said he was 25 and maybe a bit older in snowboarder years, but Jonas Boesiger seems to be a late developer. Lovely frontside 540 Todio. Really lovely floaty rotation off the toes. Cab 2 on, down the waterfall. Cab 2 off. And the lip slide, so the back foot goes over the rail to a corked 630, which is 90 degrees less than a 720, because you're already turned 90 degrees on the rail. There's the front side 9, and he's just, you can see him winding down the windows in that monster truck, trying to balance himself and slow the rotation. Swiss coaches, too stoked. So 26.2 for Jonas Bosiger. Nicholas Madsen still holding on to that top spot, 84.28. But 12 men in this final. Hiroaki Kunitake is next in. Lovely front flip hand plant. Oh, beautiful switch up through the waterfall. Cab 270. Flat 810 off. That was insane, but couldn't kill the rotation as he landed and washed through. So Hiroaki Kunitake is going to put that one down to experience. Oh, look at that! Powering up through there. Lovely back 9 out of there as well. So back 180. Oh, he came off that early. You often miss that on that mini cam angle up at the top of the rail. Maybe that was weighing heavy. The 810 out though. Huge amount of spin for what is a very, very small amount of airtime. He is packing that in there. And back 14, nose grab to tail grab. We saw this in Kreisberg at the big air. I'm always super impressed when you see riders chucking out their big air tricks in their slopestyle run. Big air, you've just got one jump. You ride in, you do your trick, you land it. Slopestyle, there's so much going on. If you can pull out your biggest, best tricks in the middle of a slopestyle run, it's super impressive. So back up to the top, and it's now the turn of Mons Roysland.
It feels surreal right now to be here and to be able to ride this course in this contest, and it's crazy. It feels like we're in this little bubble, and I just feel really blessed that I'm one of the guys that can be able to ride the contest and especially qualify and advance through the finals, and we're gonna have a lot of fun for sure.
Mons Roysland is capable of pure brilliance. His only issue, from my perspective, is that he doesn't have the consistency or the mindset to deal with the pressure of finals. It sounds mean, but time after time I have seen him qualify in first and then not deliver in finals. Visibility's dropped off a little bit now. Half cab to nose tap. Lovely waterfall section there. Switching it up, lip slide to tail slide. Got that corked 450 out of the cannon rail. Winds up. Backside 9. Yes, puts that down. Skips across to line up for the switch backside. 16! Taking a leaf out of Madsen's book and swinging for the fences first go. Frontside 14. Mons Roysland swings for the fences and makes it. Backside 540 to finish. Absolutely huge. Norwegian coaches and Marcus Cleveland, the man who can probably outspin Mons Roysland. Give him a big round of applause up at the top there. Why going soft? So that little 270 front lip, then we've got that lip slide to tail slide, 270 out, front foot to back foot, beautiful. 270 to 450 out. Super finesse, but he made it work. The backside 900, tail grab, plenty of height on this. Put it down nicely. Now he's coming into this switch and he takes a huge handful of that takeoff to power him through that 1620. Slight hand down, but the trick prowess alone. Oh, and then it was the No, it was the back 1620. It's not a front 1440, it's backside 1620. Phenomenal. Frontside 180 to the 720 cab. So, Mons Roysland. Well, the commentator's curse in reverse. I said that he didn't have the minerals to make it into first place, and lo and behold, he proves me wrong. He's got a big run down there, and it has all the potential to go into the top spot, but Nicolas Matsson's finesse has kept him in the top spot. The hand drag on the 16s, I think, really punishing Royston. So, Marcus Cleveland returned from injury. He shattered his kneecap horrifically at the end of the 2018 season. And this, I feel, is the first event where I've seen him really firing on all cylinders. Beautiful double crippler. To switchback 16. Comes across into front 12. Slows it down really on the brakes here. Backside 360 into, switchback 3 into switchback 9. Marcus Cleveland used to be a near Olympic standard trampolinist who at the age of 11 discovered snowboarding, was landing double cork straight away, was the youngest person ever to land a triple cork at 13. Just ridiculously talented. So cab 270 in on that. The back blunt to 270 out. Cab 2 in. 270 out. Crippler. Unbelievable. The 16, so smooth. Back 3 to back 9. Absolutely phenomenal run from Marcus Cleveland. Again, a couple of loose ends, not quite as smooth as we maybe would have liked to have seen it. So 78.3, he can't get close to Nicolas Mattson. Needs to really tidy that up. But the sheer technicality of Marcus Cleveland's run was breathtaking. Mons Roysland is technical. Marcus Cleveland is just a wizard. The third of the Norwegians, Torgeir Bergrim, is the style master. Very, very creative. He really let his personality shine on this course in the semi-finals. Nice little tap over the double barrel. And then back blunt 270 out. Oh, 450 on 270 out, but it was loose. Cab 9. Oh. One's up backside. 16 overcooks it though. Oh, disappointment for Torgeir Bergrim. Rides around the back of that roller to Birdbath. Take another look at this. So, just little cab tail tap. Switchback blunt, 270 out. And it's cab, 450, 270 out. Is that front 9 melon? Cab 12. And he's winding up for the back 16 here. I bet he didn't expect to overshoot this. Spots the landing, but it's another meter away than he thinks. So he needs to kill the rotation there, but there's no snow to grab his edge, and instead he over-rotates. And that's it. Switch backside or frontside rotations like that. You often come down blind for the last 270. 41.1 for Torgeir Berggren. So Nicholas Madsen leads Marcus Cleveland at the moment. Next to drop in, first of Swiss, Moritz Tonon. Moritz, regular footer, one of Gian Simen's proteges out of Grindelwald. Gian Simen, the first ever half-pipe gold medalist back in '98 in Grindelwald. Got 40 tricks at 40 on his social media though. He's still pretty handy. Just smoothing his way through the double barrel. Oh, and then he's dropped off the waterfall. Oh. Disappointed with that. He's got some good rail tricks as well. He's got an 8-10, same as Hiroaki Kunitake, if he gets it. You can see as well, it's very, very clear that it's purely about size in the women's finals. The men are getting over the kickers nice and easily, and it's that extra 20-25 kg that they've got that's helping carry them over. The smaller women really struggling to get over the kickers with this headwind. So cab 270, 270 off, just losing his heel edge. Moritz Tonon, gonna be disappointed with that one. So you can see the disappointment in his eyes. It's that must try harder look, isn't it? I recognise it from my history teacher. 7.93 for Moritz Tonon. Two riders left to drop, the first of which is the legend, Nicolas Huber.
Es ist natürlich ein mega Privileg, dass wir immer noch das machen können, was wir alle so sehr lieben. Und ja, ich schätze jeden Tag, wenn ich hier auf dem Berg sein kann. Und jetzt natürlich im Finale zu stehen, ist unbeschreiblich.
How dare I missed out Leon Vockensberger, the German who's made a big splash here in Laax this week. A bit of a hard time with some ankle injuries a while back, but he's steadily been making his way to the top of European park and pipe riding. Great all-rounder. I think there's a little bit of the kind of Mikey LeBlanc / JP Walker about his style as well. Unapologetically dope. He's got a little bit of that sort of wide stance. Baggy pants again. Hasn't narrowed it all up. Just very, very slow and smooth. Let's see what he's got. Comes into the waterfall with the lip slide to blunt slide 270 out. 270 on, 450 off with a lovely little melon grab in there as well. One for the judges. Goes in front side 900. Switchback 12, and he didn't. You compare that to maybe Cleveland's into the back triple 14, and he puts it down beautifully. Kills the speed, nose but a back 3 into a rodeo 5. Look at that, a primal scream to finish the run. And the German coaches up at the top are ecstatic about that one. And we're going to get to see here, out of the last 3 Norwegians, Torgeir Berggren, Montroyston and Marcus Cleveland, we saw some very technical runs, but they didn't have the finesse, the execution that the judges want to see. This one was still very, very technical, but it was beautifully finessed all the way down. Really, really smooth. 270 on. 450 off, and he's in control. His body's over the top, his arms are settled. The body language all the way through these rotations says in control. One thing, he's got an arm on a knee in that front 9, but look at the trailing arm here, lovely and smooth, and he didn't have to fight for that rotation. And here we go, big backside at 1440. Has plenty of time to get that down. Then he doesn't make the mistake of letting the adrenaline go to his head here. Backside 360 off the nose. Then beautiful frontside 540 rodeo. And there was that scream. That was the run that those boys wanted. Land a run of that caliber, first time of asking, and you've really got a blank canvas for your second run. That's exciting to see what Leon Vockensberger can do in his second run. Huge run for the German, and he knows it. He's really enjoying this one, lapping it up. 78.9, big score, puts him into second place, comfortably ahead. Oh, well, I say comfortably, 0.5 ahead of Marcus Cleveland. But good 4 points ahead of some of the legends of slopestyle, Mons Roysland, Torgeir Bergrim, Hiroaki Kunitaki. Now it's the turn of Nicolas Huber, one of the most fun and entertaining riders out here. Up and in switch, so we got half cab, little stalefish, the 270 on. Oh, comes off a tiny bit early. Cab 1 to backside 3. Just hasn't got settled there. He's got that crazy style. He absolutely hoofs at that one for a back 10. Switch back 10 even. Oh, disappointment for Nicolas Huber. Gets a lovely seatbelt on there, though. Just playing with the roller. Lovely cab 5 out of the bird bath. Oh, he didn't lock into that. So cab 180, backside 360. And he winds up to that backside 10. And nothing's gone right anywhere. We talked about square pegs in round holes in some of the women's runs. And that's what that felt like.
Come on.
25.73. Nicolas Huber. He's very excited about that one. Now it's the turn of first place qualifier, Moritz Boll.
Vor allem noch zu Hause eben, meine Eltern gucken zu, Freunde, alle vorm Fernseher mitzittern. Deshalb ist es einfach unglaublich cool, zu Hause so die Semis zu gewinnen. Sprachlos, kann es nicht in Worte fassen, ist mega geil.
Moritz Boll, 20 years old, really starting to race through the ranks in slopestyle. Very humble and supremely talented. Completely different approach to everyone else on this top rail section. That lovely doghouse to the lip slide 270 out. Very different and very difficult line of attack to that waterfall, and he's got caught up on his toe edge there. Oh, and the Swiss coaches so disappointed with that one. Moritz just tucking for speed here. He'll use this as a practice run. The back 14. Oh. Cab 3. Backside 1260. Can't wait to see the judges take that one. It's that front side lip slide. It's lovely. Oh, and he's just going high. Tell you what, that could have been so much worse. I thought it was his toe edge. It was presenting his heel edge. He was going back blunt, probably to 630 out, but this is insane. It's a backside 1260 out of the bird bath. So let's take a look down this. At the moment, Moritz Tonon, Nicolas Huber, the 4 Swiss not looking comfortable at all. 3 of the 4 Swiss in the bottom 9. 30.78 for Moritz Boll. That gets him into 7th. But let's take a look at the men's standings. Nicolas Mattsson of Sweden out in front. Leon Vockensberger, brilliant performance for second. Marcus Cleveland